I partnered up with the high school and we brought 21 at-risk kids to my shop every Friday to build a motorcycle that we raced at Bonneville Salt Flats and set a land speed record.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the episode where we're at a high school. Just come from Lloyd's Garage, so you guys remember Lloyd from Lloyd's Garage episode where we did the cams. So we're up in his neck of the woods.
We're literally here in school, yeah. I mean, the program we started at the high school here. We've got Principal Aaron Hotmeyer standing right next to us to give us a rundown of how this all started and what we've got as far as programs and machinery for these kids to work on, learn, develop, get certifications, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think you're going to be blown away about what is in this high school right now.
I appreciate the opportunity to meet both of you gentlemen. Obviously, I know Lloyd for a long time. We've done some significant work together. This high school is about servicing all kinds of kids. We don't just service the kids who are going to college. So we look to support every one of our kids, whether they're going to military, going to work, or college. What you see right now is this is actually our Haas Innovation Center. We were the first high school in the United States to receive a $250,000 naming rights grant from Gene Haas, Haas Automation, Stuart Haas Racing, and ultimately what you're seeing now are the fruits of that labor. So this is our UMC 500, 5-axis machining. We have 4 mills in the high school. We have an SG10 lathe. We have 2 water jets. There's one you see right here. This one is a 4x4 bed, recently donated to us from RPI and Allendale Machinery Systems. One of the things that Lloyd's been instrumental with us about was ultimately getting us a partnership with Victory and Indian Motorcycle, Polaris specifically. Over the course of our partnership, they have given us 4 motorcycles, 2 4-wheelers, and 4 engines that our kids basically produce aftermarket parts for. They actually learn to fix, diagnose, and earn industry credentials working through Polaris. If you look right here on this, Nia Scout mini mill right here, so we're making aftermarket parts. Our kids are diagnosing, they're earning industry credentials all the way through silver level here in Pine Bush High School, which is awesome.
It's amazing, man. Like for me, we had woodworking, but then I feel like in schools now, it doesn't exist anymore.
The days of building ashtrays and birdhouses are long gone.
Yeah, so I mean now, look at this. This is insanity. I'm sure a number.
So one of the things is this relates to the motorcycle industry is that back in 2012, that's what we had here. Typical automotive wood shop. In 2013, I partnered up with the high school and we brought 21 at-risk kids to my shop every Friday to build a motorcycle that we raced at Bonneville Salt Flats and set a land speed record. From there, it exploded. Basically, this is the inception of us racing a motorcycle at Bonneville Salt Flats.
And this is the culmination of that. And when I tell you, every year you thought it couldn't get any better, it continues to grow.
It gets better.
When you work with Lloyd, as you know, there's never anything that says, wow, we can't make this happen, or we're not going to make this to another level. The ideas keep coming. This past year, we partnered with Strider and obviously Lloyd's, and we built our own custom tiny Strider bike. And I don't have it here in the shop, but if you don't mind, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone because I think it's just too cool not to show you.
I'm only one person here. It takes a team, and this is part of the team here that makes shit happen.
Take a look at that bad boy. All right, that beat every industry motorcycle builder that was out there, and our high school was the first high school to be a part of this, and that bike sold for more than all the professional builders at Sturgis this past August.
Jesus.
So that's pretty damn awesome. Universal Robot, our kids are actually earning industry credentials running the UR. One of the cool things is, obviously, in terms of your side of the business, Devin calling sick, works nonstop 24/7. On our end of it, that doesn't excite kids. What excites kids about this, we'll make it sink a putt. We'll make it draw a pumpkin for Halloween. We will make it play checkers, so the kids get the ability to learn how to program, design it, and still have the exciting experience about messing with a robot. When you go out into the real world, obviously the game changes.
That's massive, yeah. Huge leg up in the industry.
Ultimately, our goal is to expose middle school students to what we got going on here. So this is a custom Pine Bush High School Gene Haas Innovation Center cell phone holder. A lot of work for a cell phone holder, but you know what? It's a cool opportunity for these kids to see how the lathe, the mill, the water jet, all of it comes together.
Hey, it works. Look, a little chill out there. It's not motorcycle riding season.
Right. We don't use a textbook here. Everything we do in this program is authentic. It's all cross-curricular, which means it goes throughout this entire building. It's not just relegated to the basement for our tech people. There are over 300 students taking part in this program. Everyone from our valedictorian to our most at-risk kids. And if I tell you, if you put the valedictorian and some of our most at-risk kids on these mills or the ST10, no clue who's who.
Wow.
It levels the playing field. And I got to tell you what, when they're going out to work, our kids are getting hired at a higher salary than I'm hiring a brand new teacher with 6 years of college.
Damn.
All right? So let's put that in perspective. Student loan crisis, a whole ton of student debt, or somebody right now who wants to work with their hands. All right, who's making the wrong decision? I think it's open for discussion. We do a lot of prototyping, starting cardboard, then we 3D print, and then we'll obviously mill. Ultimately, you know, like the whole idea is to get these kids to understand the process. So in the high school right now, we have 41 3D printers. We have 2 laser cutters. Obviously, you're seeing our fabrication lab right now. We'll go into our STEM lab. Large format laser, this thing gets utilized all the time. In fact, what they're currently doing right now is getting ready for our day before our winter break. We have massive cardboard boat races. When I tell you there's probably every bit of 30 boats that compete, some of them are really awesome. Some of them are pretty damn funny because they sink pretty quickly. I saw one that was awesome, it was a hamster wheel. And I'm like, there's no way this is going. And the kid was running, and I'm like, I can't believe this is working. He got about halfway across the pool and the water came in. That was the end of it, he sank. This isn't the largest remote control for a video game ever made, all right? But it is our current version of this will actually be playing a video game, Tomorrow Tetris, all right? These buttons were all milled, all right? Everything is wired, everything has been built here, but this will actually play Tetris tomorrow. Think about it, like I said, everything we do here is authentic projects, all right? Every year we come up with crazy new projects, ideas, to keep the kids excited about learning and getting involved. So in terms of the computer side of things right here, we're running obviously the Autodesk suite down here. We also run Mastercam, AutoCAD. Our students who are taking it for college credit can actually earn 9 college credits through down here. Fusion, you know, for the CAM side of things. Everyone obviously is proficient AutoCAD. 9th graders, they do DDP, drawing and design for production. Half year hand drawing, half year CAD. And then as they get, you know, then we go to 10th grade, art and fabrication, so it's all 3D printing and additive manufacturing. 11th grade is advanced AutoCAD. 12th grade is engineering. So like I said, these kids are, they're having some opportunities while they're in this high school. As you can see, some of the projects up here, custom miniature golf course. We 3D printed putters to see which ones were better. You know, obviously the clown nose, the windmill, you know, like, I mean, we do all sorts of wild things here. All the chairs you see up there, those are one of our projects. It was called the fastenerless chair project. So all those chairs are basically made, and the fasteners actually have to be cardboard, all right? The winning chair, actually the kid produced it. You know, built it out of wood, sold it, whole 9 yards. It was awesome. So
yeah, nothing like this existed whenever I was in high school. What they told us was basically go to college, get a degree. Working with your hands wasn't really
that was what everyone, that was the whole pushback. That everybody had to go to school, or else, God forbid, you were less than everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
That never worked for me.
I never knew trade school was an option.
Correct.
Like, not ever.
One of the things we did, which I thought was honestly really beneficial, we sent all of our school counselors, our psychologists up to Hudson Valley Community College, one of the leading trade schools in the area. So they got to see, because a lot of times right now your counselors, what do they know? Send kids to college. They don't have any, you know, the ideas about what goes on in trade schools or these work opportunities out there. So when, like I said, when you partner with people like Lloyd or other industry partners we have, gives us a whole different lens, a whole different idea about what really we're missing here in terms of producing our graduates.
Amazing.
This is a DDP 9th grade class. We also run AutoCAD through here, running architecture. They do Inventor in terms of the computer side of the program. I'm going to say this honestly, everyone comes up to high school thinking they can read a tape measure. You ask the class the first day of school, can you read a tape measure? Everyone raises their hands and you say, all right, show me 5/8. And it's like, oh my God, I have no idea what that looks like. So we start with basic, you know, letters, shapes, and things of that nature. As it continues on, the drawings become a little bit more detailed, all right? Ultimately getting into, you know, isometric drawings and things of that nature. So they obviously learn how to draw this way because not everybody is running, you know, AutoCAD. They're still doing blueprints and, you know, hand drawings. So we want these kids to have opportunities when they leave here, no matter where they end up going. If you also look around, you'll see the vinyl stickers around, all right? Kids love vinyl cutter. All right, one of the cool things we have a vinyl cutter, and I'll kind of show you. Large format plotter. Kids obviously need to know how to read blueprints, whatever side of, you know, the aisle you're going into, whether it be working in construction, framing, or ultimately the machining side. You still need to know how to read blueprints. Like I said, the kids obviously love the stickers, you know, whether it be on their cars, their cell phones, the walls. You know, we try to give them opportunities to see all these different pathways here. Show you one of our introductory projects. Actually, Lloyd talked about this one. This was the motorcycle that actually set the land speed record, or 2 land speed records on the Bonneville Saw Flats. So you'll kind of see, you know, some of the drawings in front of it. First ever 3D printed dog brace. All right, dog tore his ACL. Actually brought the dog in. We scanned the dog with our Faro arm. Ultimately, that information was put into the cloud. We had points, you know, on there. They basically reverse engineered it. 3D printed the dog brace. Actually did all sorts of research about what the ACL did. Restricted movement left to right. Dog didn't need the surgery after wearing that brace.
Amazing.
All right, the next project, if you look a little bit to your right, That was our first foray into engineering. We had a community member wanted to reinvent harness racing. So he asked us to come up with a Corvette and a Ford GT. So these are our versions of them. They actually had custom rims that you don't see here. They had iPads, they had smoke that came out the exhaust. These two horse sulkies actually went on a world tour. They were in Greece, they were in Italy, they were across Europe. The gentleman actually wanted us to make more of them, and he was, like I said, contracting us to make more of them. We got too many other projects going on and we just don't have the ability. And it was cool doing it once. You know what I'm saying? Orange County Speedway, Eastern States Racing. All right. This was the trophy for this past year's winner. All right. We made it here in the high school. Like I said, everything we try to do was authentic experiences.
There you go. That's what you can do with those extra pistons.
There you go. We got plenty of extra pistons.
Trophies.
This is the first ever 3D printed motorcycle body.
Wow.
All right. Has not made a run on the salt flats. It made it as far as Nebraska. And the U-Haul that it was riding in blew the transmission.
Oh no.
All right. So, but you can see, you know, some of our key sponsors obviously on here. You know, as you know, Lloyd was our original key sponsor from the inception of our program. All right. Let's make that very clear. Haas is a huge sponsor of ours, and you can see kind of all around. You know, this motorcycle kind of tells a story about what we got going on.
This motorcycle, this body was actually designed by our first year 18-year-old student who designed it all on CAD, ran it through CFD, changed the design to get the coefficient of drag down.
It was over 400 pounds of force on the front end at 200 miles an hour with the original body. Now we're virtual wind tunnel tested. It's now below 200 pounds of force with this body.
Wow.
And we would love to pick up some sponsors to finish this one off and go back to Bonneville and kick some ass.
So I have to say, I'm pretty sure we can get some on board.
But it's pretty awesome, right? Student made, student designed, and totally supported by industry partners.
That is incredible.
You know, so you really talk about a group of people that give back to students. The people that I've worked with in terms of Lloyd and his colleagues have been nothing but generous. And when I tell you generosity, time, resources, and that means money. You know what I'm saying? Their time is money. So the amount of time he puts in here, like I said, it's really unparalleled. And we've seen it throughout the industry. Lloyd was the president of our Board of Education. So we had some leadership top down, which kind of really helped drive this moving forward.
I was on the Board of Education.
Okay.
I served as school board president for 6 or 7 years. I had did 9 years total. The original inception was actually incurred by one of the principals here that contacted me, wanted to do a little dirt bike rebuild in my shop, and I'm like, no, we're going to bump this up a notch. So long story short, I sat down with him and Aaron during a lunch meeting, and I said, listen, I want to build a motorcycle in my shop with these kids, bring it to the Bonneville Salt Flats, and race it. Aaron looked at me and said, Lloyd, I don't understand a damn word you said, but the answer is yes.
That's how it happened. That was my first foray into the motorcycle industry. And I got to be honest with you, that led to me writing a blind grant to Haas Automation, you know, at Deloitte, and that ultimately led to that partnership. And you look now, here we are, first high school in the country with that naming rights grant.
That's
Well, you see, I mean, this is obviously our robotics class, but as we get closer to winter break right now, we're gearing up to make a whole lot of toys for kids. All right, one of the things we do right now in this high school is we do a lot of community interaction, community support. So our kids are actually painting and designing puzzles that they're going to make probably about 50 of them for kids in our community.
amazing.
So that's kind of what you're seeing here. What typically goes on here is First Robotics. So Varsity Robotics, basically, you'll see we run 2 First chassis over there. The other top half of the chassis sits in that corner over there. And ultimately, that robot is probably about 200 pounds, had to actually pick itself up and hang on a bar 8 feet in the air and had to shoot balls into a goal. You know what I'm saying? So like when I tell you the opportunities kids are having, what's cool about First is they can use all the equipment we have here to make parts. So 3D printing, laser cutting, machining, all that opportunities are coming right through this program. As you see, we got a whole lot of new equipment, and we're still wiring the equipment and running classes here at the same time, knowing this is the busiest time of our year.
Reiterate about how this district isn't a rich district.
We're 51% free and reduced lunch in the high school.
A lot of this isn't just write checks and get equipment.
These are a lot of honestly donations from people like Lloyd and industry partners who say, hey, listen, this is good for kids. We realize what you guys are doing, and you know what, you give back. We want to, and that's how it works. So it's been awesome. But Mr. Jabal, do you have the picture of you laser cut on that sandwich?
What's the department website?
Steve say, we're here for kids, and we make decisions that are good for kids. The same respect with our teachers. So one of the, with the laser cutter, they can engrave, they can cut. So one day they decided to engrave teachers on food. So needless to say, I found it humorous. They started with Gibaldi, who's pretty new. All right, he's only been on the job here about a year now, and they engraved him into a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All right. And when I tell you it looks awesome, but it gave way to a whole other thing. So now we have 2 pages in the yearbook dedicated to teachers on food. If you take a look, there is his face burned on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the laser cutter. we do a senior job fair, you know, so kids who aren't going to college. You know what? Awesome. We got kids who are going to military. Awesome. We got kids who are going to college. Awesome. Going to Harvard, going to work. Both the same to me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, wherever you find your success, it's our job to support you.
You guys are changing the world, starting from like such a sooner place in their lives for them.
It is, because what happens is, what I've learned, and Lloyd will tell you the same thing, if you don't have somebody, a friend or a family in the industry, you have no idea these careers exist.
Yeah.
Because you drive by Lloyd's shop, you guys just at Lloyd's, there's nothing outside that says what's going on inside there. There's nothing that's a big advertiser. Say Lloyd's Machining here, Lloyd's Motor Works. We fix great things. We make high performance motorcycle parts. We do all these great opportunities. That's not the way it was. When we were younger, you go to the classified ads, you go to the help wanted section.
Yeah.
These kids, where do they go? The mall. All right, they're going to the mall because they're looking for the low hanging fruit signs. I got Pine Bridge graduates going out in the workforce right now, starting at 60 grand a year. All right, no college, no debt, and equally as fine. So to me, you know what? I think it's important to recognize that one size doesn't fit all, and the idea that everyone had to go to college, that's an obsolete. That's not an idea that really resonates with me. So I think it's important.
The other thing that I have to reiterate is that I'm actually a high school dropout. I dropped out of high school after 9th grade, and I know damn well we've had situations in the past where kids have left school, and this man will drive to their house, pick their ass up, and say, you know what? There's another option here. And I tell you what, it's all about the people too. Because when I left, nobody gave a shit. It was like, we lost another one. I had to work 10 times harder in my career to get to where I am. The goals that I try to teach these kids now is everybody needs to get it. We need you to get it, but we want you to get it sooner than later. Because if you get it later, it's that much harder to try to accomplish success. People like Aaron and a lot of the other teachers and principals in this school, they don't allow people to walk away. You drag them back in and show them the opportunities that they'll be missing out. And that's one of the awesome parts about it.
That's huge.
It's a great place to be, and you know what? I mean, they're great kids here. And you know what? It just takes direction. It takes someone to believe in them and kind of push them in the right direction and expose them to these opportunities. I mean, my God, just this year alone, he spoke in our 10th grade Skilled Trades Academy. He spoke in alternative school. He's spoken to our engineering kids. Like just this year. And this year is only a quarter over. People don't want to hear only from me. They want to hear from people like Lloyd. They want to hear from industry partners and say, hey, look, man, I didn't have the easiest pathway going through high school, and I still made it. And you know what? You can too. You don't need to see obstacles. You need to see opportunities. And that's what Lloyd brings to the table.
We selling me? We're selling the school.
I don't know. I think both.
All right.
Well, listen, I'm retired in a year and a half, so you know we'll have to see what shakes out.
All right.
Props to you, man. I got to shake your hand. It's amazing what you're doing.
One team. I'm telling you, it really is. It's exciting.
Like, opportunity like this didn't exist when I was in school. We were lucky to have woodworking, you know, and I built skate ramps on my back porch and, you know, benches and all sorts of stuff. But like nowadays, like this is the stuff like I'm craving to learn. For me to get into it, I have to like bust ass and like go find an apprenticeship or something like that. And so for it to be like part of a curriculum at a high school, like
we're actually partnering with Orange Community College now. We're starting in February. They're going to use our site, our teachers, and basically run industry credentials at night. CAD, laser cutting, mill, and 3D printing. Think about how marketable those people now will be. Adult learners, all right, wanting to change careers, wanting different opportunities. Come out, earn a micro credential. A lot of these schools want to push these kids into this square peg. All right, you know what? You're a hands-on learner. I'm sorry, but you have to take English, Math, Science, Social Studies before you could take these hands-on courses.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And what are they doing? They're dropping out and they're going to Lincoln Techs of the world and these trade schools. Because you know what? They're not looking for the English, Math, Science. They want the micro credentials. They want the ability to work with their hands. And you know what? Now, finally, I think some places are starting to recognize that. We've done in this high school, since now, 350 school/industry tours. This building has done that many shows, all right, to get people to come in here and recognize, hey, listen, you too can make this happen. This is what's good for kids.
Whenever Lloyd was in my shop down in Florida, you kind of told me about this a little bit, and I knew 100% that I wanted to see it, but I didn't expect it to be the level that it is. It's honestly like tugging on the heartstrings. To see
Pretty cool,
what you guys
right?
are doing here. Yeah, it's really
I wish we were here during the day. You see the kids in action. You come around here and you realize, you know what, we really do what's good for kids.
Because this is the good old United States of America.
You're kidding, baby.
Can they find more information on everything that you guys are doing?
Yeah, so we are in Orange County, New York, about 90 miles north of New York City. If you go on Pine Bush Central School District website, we have a engineering site as well, or you could reach out to Lloyd, or you could email me directly at Pine Bush High School, Aaron Hopmeyer, the high school principal. We'll certainly send you any information. We love to have people come in and look at what we got going on. We're always looking for authentic projects, crazy ideas, one-offs. Give us an opportunity to work with you. We'll provide good things.
So I'll be sure to include links all down in the description below for you guys to check out all this stuff. If you have any questions, be sure to post down in the comments below as well. I might not be able to answer them, but I'll be sure to forward them to one of these guys so that they can, I don't know, provide you guys whatever information you might need. But thank you guys again for the
of course.
tour.
No problem, man.
To all you kids that are in school here, you don't know what you have probably. I mean, it's the opportunity here is amazing, and so it's super cool to see what they're doing. I wish that this was like even a little speck in the high school that I went to. So props to you guys for what you're doing here. It's big, seriously huge.
Awesome.
If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, be sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Hit the bell icon also so it sends you notifications of future uploads and all that. And until next time, ride safe, stay vigilant. Catch you guys in the next one.